welcome. It is your girl Raquel May David. I am here to give you the sauce to be a beast in these credit streets. All right, okay. For those of you guys that are new, I am your host, and my co-host is David Sanchez. We were meant to be. So we are on here together. Just to give you guys a little idea, we're going to kind of give everyone 10 minutes to get into the room. So right now it is open session. Y'all know I like to open up the Dispute Panda community. Y'all, we send out the information every afternoon, Monday, Wednesday for the standard Dispute Panda, and the pro, y'all get y'all stuff on Thursday. So for the pro people, I will be in the place to be. Why I feel like this lighting isn't lighting, y'all? Oh, because I'm sitting down. That's why. Hold on. I'm gonna get new lighting because I'm doing filming at the house a little bit more often. So I'm trying to work on the right camera. So y'all are gonna be helping me pick the right camera because this one is not cutting it. But I'm so happy that you guys are here. If anyone has any questions while we're waiting for people to kind of trickle in, please jump off of mute. It is my pleasure to go ahead and answer any questions that you guys may have. For this free open time, y'all got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. 9 minutes to get fresh your on.
I have a question. This is
I might
Charmaine.
have an answer. How are you, Miss Charmaine?
I'm good. I did the initial attack in static letters, and then I've gotten back one. I got a return mail back from Advanced Resolution Services. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, ARS. I
Okay.
put the address for ARS in the chat. I'm sorry, it's in the Dispute Panda. They are updating the address. Hold on,
Okay.
I'll grab it so I can. Oh, it's right here on the screen. I'll grab it and I will put it in the chat so you can re-mail that out. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, in the other ones I got so CoreLogic and TransUnion were like, we think it was somebody else that sent this. Like, so what's like the next step?
You go to the static letters, you hit stall, you put the date that you sent out those letters, you print it, and you resend the documents, the original document that you sent out to dispute.
Static stall, resend.
Yep, so hold on, I'll actually show you. Let me log into a Dispute Panda. If I know how to spell on tonight. All right, on tonight, we're gonna learn how to spell a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, so you are going to say this is the client. We're going to go to attack. You're going to go to static letters. You're going to scroll to stall. You're going to check the box. You're going to put the date that you originally did the last draft.
Okay.
Do you have pro or do you have the free version?
I got free.
Okay, so you're going to put the date here. So let's say the original letters were done on March 7th, 2024, right? You're going to hit start round. It's going to generate the stall letter for you. Then you're going to go and grab the attack that you did, whatever attack. If it was round 1, you're going to, if you already have it downloaded, you're just going to go into your file, print it off, and then that stall letter that you generated, you're going to print it off and attach it to the actual dispute, but only for the creditor that it's necessary for. So if you only got that response back from TransUnion, you're going to resend the TransUnion document with the stall letter.
Nope, don't understand. Are you saying print something out or?
That is correct. So you are going to print out the stall letter. So you see right here how it says static and it says stall?
Yeah.
You would print this out. And then you're going to go to the attack, whatever attack you did, and you're going to print out the corresponding credit bureau's info.
But you're saying attach it to the letter that I got back?
No, you're attaching the stall letter and the dispute letter together, and you're mailing that back. Still confused a little?
Probably a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm writing down, so hold on it. The stall and dispute. So this dispute letter is under the attack?
Correct. So you would literally click on the TransUnion letter. If you have 2 letters, if you have 3 letters, doesn't matter. And you're going to literally print out those 2 letters, or 3 letters, however many letters they gave you for TransUnion, and you're going to print out the stall letter. You're going to make a copy of the stall letter for each one of those letters that you need to go out. So in this case, using this client as an example, she has 2 TransUnion reports, right? So if I was doing a stall, I would print out 2 stall letters because it's gonna generate stall letters for each credit bureau. But in your particular scenario, you only need to print out the one for TransUnion.
Okay.
Right? So you're
And then
gonna
what about and I also got one for CoreLogic.
So CoreLogic, you're gonna simply reprint the CoreLogic letter, sign it, and send it out. There's not a stall letter for CoreLogic.
Okay.
You're just gonna resend the document that you have. Sometimes CoreLogic will give you a form that they want you to fill out. Did you see if there was a form attached?
Yeah, they want me to fill out like
Fill out that form. That's it.
okay.
And send it back to them. But when it comes to TransUnion, you're going to print out the actual stall letter that is going to TransUnion. Then you're going to go to the attack and you're going to print out the letters for TransUnion. You're going to put the stall letter with the dispute or with the attack round that you have. And you're going to mail them out together. So if there are 2 TransUnion letters like this person has, you print out the stall letter for TransUnion twice. And then you will print out each one of these letters and you would put one stall letter with one dispute letter, another stall letter with the other dispute letter, and mail it off.
Another question, because for the one that I got returned back to me, I don't like the way it's like written out. Because I'm like, if I got this and I was in a business, I would be like, what child wrote this? As far as the font, is there a way to change the font that's used on these letters?
No, because it's a automated font, so they go through 10 different handwritten sequences.
Okay.
And it just auto generates. So if you don't like that font for that particular letter, you can choose to type it out if you want to and send it over. But
I ain't doing that neither. It just seemed like real. If it's supposed to like simulate a handwritten, I guess it's that's what it is. It just doesn't look. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a handwritten letter. My pleasure. My pleasure. Great question. Great question. So yes, stall letter, attack letter together for that specific credit bureau. So when you print off the stall letter, it's going to go ahead and print it off for all 3 credit bureaus. You don't need to do that. You'll need to actually download it and only print off the one for TransUnion.
Okay.
And you include the dispute and you send it off.
Copy that.
Awesome sauce. Any other question? Welcome, Chris. Well, is it Yolanda or Yolandra for Yo Bless? Let me know in the chat. So we have 2 more minutes of open questions. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns. Oh, Miss Charmaine, I dropped the actual address for ARS. I know it should be on the return letter, but I like to make sure that you have it anyway. And I did previously drop it in the group because I did tell our back office that the address needs to be updated. They said that they pushed it out to the system. Charmaine, when did you do your last set of letters?
I don't have the date in front of me, but that address is on the yellow,
on the envelope.
Yeah,
did you do it this month or did you do those letters last month?
I believe I did it last month.
Okay, so I'm not doing another round of letters until tomorrow, so I'll check, but I'll reach out to our back office if it still hasn't been updated as of yet. But thank you for letting me know because I know I had to send the address to our back office before.
Okay.
But thank you, Dawn.
Raquel.
Hey, my love, how you doing?
How you doing? It is Yolanda.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I just
abbreviated it. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I was like,
I created. But anyways, I have a consult with you on tomorrow, but I haven't received anything. Like
the email went out. On my end, I see that the email went out, and in the email it has the Zoom link in the email. Okay. So I'm gonna drop my email in here. Can you search your also check to see if I'm in your spam because they like to put me there because it's a business.
That's true. Okay, I'll do that.
I have the confirmation reminder.
Okay, I never received anything. I was wondering about that, but I'll check my spam.
Yeah, and you're supposed to get a text message. If you did not get the text message, that's something I need to look at. I know that they just updated my calendar link. So I'm not quite sure if that might be the glitch, but I have you on my calendar on my Zoom, honey.
Okay, good. I'm ready.
You are on here. Hold on, let me check.
Okay, thanks.
And if you need me to send you the link, hold on, this is my Friday. Yep, you're on here. I will copy the invite and I'll send it personally to you to make sure that you have it. But yeah, I'm in your email because I got the confirmation as well. So
okay, good. Thank
look out for
you.
it. My pleasure, my
Alrighty.
pleasure. You know, technology
Okay.
be technology, y'all.
Yeah.
But you
Okay.
know, once I have the phone number, I'll call and text you now. I'm telling y'all right now.
Okay,
I'll call her and
good.
text her. Be like, you pulling up? It's 15 minutes. You coming? You coming?
All right.
No, so I'm super excited to be able to work with you guys. I did go ahead and send you the link via email
Okay.
so you have it. Okay.
All righty. Thanks.
My pleasure. Okay. Okay. So any questions before I get started? Any additional questions before I get started? I'm hoping some people decide to come in the room a little bit later. For you guys that are watching this on a replay, you can also catch us on YouTube, on the tube, for connection. If at any time you guys need support or help. But for you guys that are here, you know what it is. We're here to talk about the world's most advanced and effective AI-powered credit repair software. One thing that I love, several things about this particular software, but one thing that I love about this software is the pay-as-you-go feature. So if you are using different credit monitoring software such as Identity IQ, MyScore IQ, Smart Credit, you can leverage this software. You do not pay a monthly fee. You only pay $17 per round. Now, on today, I'm going to teach you guys how to do your rounds of attack for the free. So we are going to onboard the platform. Oh, let me close this so I don't have any issues. We're going to onboard the platform. We're going to do our first round of letters, and then we are going to open up the room for any questions, concerns, or comments, or any glitches that you guys may have seen. So Charmaine, I know Charmaine says she's already sent out letters. I know Stevie's familiar with the platform. Miss Yo, I'm about to pick her brain. I think it's on tomorrow. Oh, I will also reach out to you, Miss Yolanda, to see if you are available a little bit earlier, so that way we can connect just in case. Because I know we have the live call tomorrow for the pro. And is that okay, Miss Yolanda?
You were breaking up a little bit. What did you say?
I was saying I will reach out to you tomorrow if my live call ends a little bit earlier. That way you and I can connect a little bit earlier if that works for you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
All right, awesome
Okay.
sauce. And Mr. Charles, I'm not quite sure if you use a platform. So Mr. Charles, if you can drop in the chat whether or not you have the software and if you have sent out a round of disputes already in the platform. Okay. Now, so that is one of the things that I like. If you guys choose to do the pro version, the pro is right now, we're having a special that you pay $1 for 14 days. There are no restrictions or anything. So if you pay the $1 for the 14 days, you are getting the full accessibility of the pro platform, period. There's nothing blocked off. There's nothing, oh, you can only use this once you have paid full. No, we give you access to everything, right? The pro feature does have integratable software that you can leverage. It gives you safe client access portal and a host of other things that I'm going to show you once we get into the platform so you can kind of see and dip and do together. Mr. Charles says, I have only sent out rounds for myself, but I have used the platform. Okay, wonderful. I'm so glad that you have. If you want to pay for the pro for the full year, it's $1,970, which you get 2 months for free. And you know, okay, y'all gonna learn about me now. I like free. I like reduced. I like sale. I like promos. Okay. I have 4 kids and I got too many wigs upstairs to count. So anywhere we can save, we're gonna save over here. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna cover the pricing, the training, and the contact. Once we get into the software, I will talk about the integration as well as some additional pro features so you guys can see it. Okay. I always like to touch on the training because a lot of people are not aware. Not only is this platform saying you don't have to pay unless you're utilizing, and they gave you a way to be able to not have to pay for your letters, but the platform gave you a working system to know what letters to send and when to send the letters. So at the very top of the training module, before you even slide your way on down to watch all the videos, it says free download. Why do I tell everyone about this free download? Because if you're new to the credit repair world, we are giving you a cheat sheet, a curveball. Okay, let's think about this. We hire coaches, we hire coaches, we go through training so that we can get the knowledge to be able to be successful, right? But let's say you wanted to go ahead and get started in the game right now. Who should I be sending letters to? When should I be sending the letters out? We're gifting you that information right out the gate. So you know to send your letters off every 35 days. A lot of people ask, well, why are we sending it off every 30 days? Why can't I just respond? Well, because the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the guidelines state that when you put a dispute into play, you have to allow 30 days for the dispute to be completed. So if you do not adhere to that and you send out another round of dispute, what can end up happening is one of two things. Number one, the first thing is the credit bureau will have an additional 15 days to go ahead and actually review your original dispute, which means instead of getting an answer within 30 days, you now have given them that 45-day window, right? Number two, they can see your disputes as frivolous, which means, girl, if you don't go sit down in the corner, boy, bye, let's not do that. And we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're making massive impact daily, right? And please understand that as we go through this tutorial, there are going to be some tips that I'm going to share, partake, and gift away. And the reason is because I definitely want you guys to understand that credit repair is a really nice dance that has to be done. And there are two different dances that we are out here doing. So the letters is one, behavior is the other. And I want to talk about both. I want us to have a basic idea for both. Sidebar before I continue, I still have some spaces left for the general and the VIP for the credit bootcamp. That is going to be Friday at 6:30 for the VIP, 7 o'clock standard time. And then on Saturday at 11 a.m., we're going to have day 2, and we're going to be covering personal credit and setting up your file for business credit. So we are going to be deep sea diving into both. I will drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to go ahead and lock in their tickets for the credit masterclass, okay? Or rather the credit intensive bootcamp that we have going on. It is going to be in conjunction with the Dispute Panda software because that is the software that I use. So I like to make sure that I'm making sure that I tie everything in as needed, okay? So if you guys are wanting extra sauce, if you guys are wanting extra data, please feel free to come on in. It's a 2-day boot camp and you get the full course that you guys can watch on replay. You have all the content and bonus material that will be accessible to you. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat and I am going to go ahead and get back into this flow. Okay, so if you are looking to figure out how to get started, how to dip and do, this flow is here to tell you exactly what you need to do for every letter every 35 days. Key point is that you want it to go, when the letters go out, you want 5 days for the letters to go out, 30 days for processing, and roughly 5 days for it to come back, right? With that being said, that does not mean that you may not see changes and alerts. A lot of times while I'm working with clients, they'll have other credit monitoring softwares like Credit Karma, which updates every 7 to 10 days. I'm not talking to them about any score on any other platform. We're talking about one platform. So if they're using Identity IQ, if they're using Credit Dino, whatever credit platform that you are using to dispute the rounds with, that is the only conversation that we're having. We are only leveraging the other softwares for activity updates only. All right, that is it. That is all. So back to the training module. When we are here, you click on training. Very first thing that you guys have to do is download the free guide, save it. It is your transaction Bible for beginners. All right. Then you can slide down, watch all the videos. Because listen, David and I only pull up on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay. And if my sugar low, my pressure high, I may not know how to act. Okay. I just want to let y'all understand that. So I want you guys to have all the meat and potatoes. The videos here go through the full guide, how to get started, what you want to dispute, mailing information, attacks, and we are going to deep sea dive a little bit more once we get into the platform, okay? The contact, if you have questions about a specific file, I always recommend this contact option because it gives you the ability for you to go ahead and actually reach out to our back office that is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that means if you have an ism, a schism, or a tissue, they are here to go ahead and help you. Now, one of the things that I recommend on every single call is for you to get Loom, Loom. I put it in the chat. Loom is a free platform that allows you to record up to a 5-minute video. I use this for my VA. I use this for my daughter. I use this for whenever I have to contact customer support. If you're having an issue on the screen and you're like, hey, this is not loading, this is not uploading, this is not printing off, the documents are not visible. Whatever your situation is, you can record up to a 5-minute video, and it gives you a really nice snippet for you to be able to share the link with them. So what ends up happening is that you can actually grab the link, write the customer's information, your name, your email address, whatever the supporting issue is, and then you can just drop the link right there. Once they click on that link, you are alerted that someone has viewed that information. So you never have to worry about like, hey, is this going through? It's just an extra layer. I like extra, okay, as y'all can tell. I like extra, the gum, the flavor, all of it. So I love to give you guys additional tools that will help you be able to know when things are happening and being looked at. And again, Loom is a free platform. So guys, use this in your business. I don't care what business you're doing. It's going to be definitely helpful for you. If you guys have general questions like beta testing, partnership, press, definitely click on the link there. And the support team will delegate it to the right area of business that would be able to answer those calls for you, okay? So we have covered the basics. We are about to dive into the sign up. Any questions on what I've just covered? Charles, welcome iPhone. I'm not quite sure your name, but welcome iPhone. I'm not quite sure if that's James. But if you guys have any questions, let me know before I go ahead and start the sign up. I want to make sure that you guys have room to discuss. Let me see. Nope. All right. So now when you're starting off with the platform, please understand that you're creating the information as the owner of the account. So you want to have one email address if you're the owner, and if you're going to put yourself in the software, which I recommend to everyone, if you are in the software or if you are owning the software, I suggest you to put yourself in the software so you know what the software looks like, you know what the letters are looking like you have context that you can definitely utilize, to help your clients understand the process a lot better. Okay, but you would have to have 2 different email addresses, one for the owner of the account and one for the user. So if you guys are not using this as a business as of yet, this is something that you got for yourself, your family, your cousin, whatever the case may be. If you decide to transition and go from just as a family help to an actual totality business, completely fine. I'll show you once we get in how you can edit the information accordingly, okay? Hopefully I put the right password. Now, the only thing that you have to really check is this box that says by signing up, you agree. I do check the emails and special offers because as I said earlier, I am definitely a person that is very much discounts, perks, privileges, insider information. I need it all. I need all of them, okay? So I do sign up for that. Hang on one second. Let me plug this here. Now, this agreement is going to tell you how you should do business with Dispute Panda and how Dispute Panda intends to do business with you. It does talk about termination fees, all of those good stuff. I'm not going to cover that on today, but I do suggest you read it before you sign up. For most of you guys here, I'm quite sure that you guys have already gone through it. This black bar will appear here until you verify the email address. I'm not going to do that right now, but we'll still be able to get through the material. I'm going to go through the main dashboard here. Then we're going to go down to side panels as well as the settings so that you can get the full information. And then after that, I'm going to open up for any questions. And then we're going to load a client in and complete a round together today. All right. So on the main dashboard up here, you can search for a client. You do have to put in 3 characters in order to find said client, or you can click the client button on the side. It also shows you rounds, any missing documents, any birthdays that are due. And if you want to upgrade to the pro feature, you can simply click on this tab. You'll have the ability to upgrade. And again, I'm going to show you a couple of the features that come with the upgrade in a moment. If you are on this platform, one of the easiest ways or the most reliable ways that you can get a client is by clicking and making a post about have you checked your credit. So with the Credit Dyno, they do pay you $8 per affiliate, per person that has the Credit Dyno software every single month for credit monitoring, right? So if your client signs up, you're getting paid $8 plus the round of attacks that you're doing is free. So that means you up $17 right there, okay? Just off the rip of your client paying for Credit Dyno instead of the other credit monitoring softwares. What I normally do is on the 1st, roughly around the 15th, and then the end of every month, I make a post specifically about credit repair. Have you checked your numbers? I know people are buying houses, your friends are buying cars, other friends are having kids. Do you have the right numbers to get where you want? If not, and if you don't know, go ahead and use this particular link. I promise you I get paid like maybe 100. I want to say a light month is like 120, 110 for me for credit monitoring. A lot of times people sign up for credit monitoring and they completely forget about it. Okay. So this is a great way for you to make some good drip money outside of referring other people to the platform, which you can do by clicking this button here. And I'll show you another place where you can do it. But what you can do is once you click on that, you can click accept. And when the referral program opens back up, you will get your own dedicated code that you can use to go ahead and refer out to like mortgage lenders, realtors. And if they want to do their own credit repair, instead of sending it out to another company, they may not know what they're doing, you would then earn credits for anyone that signs up under your points. Okay. I love, love, love that. All right. If you want to load clients in, you can click or search for clients. You can click on the client tab. You can click active, inactive. If you need to import from another system, you can click on the import option. Again, if you're having an issue, use the Loom icon and you'd be able to go ahead and show them kind of what's going on. And then you can send over your CSV file and I promise you they'll go ahead and help you load accordingly. If you are loading a client, you would click on the client tab and you can load the client. If you have the pro feature, you can invite the client to the Safe Client Access portal. That sends them their dashboard and login information. And that way they can go ahead and pay. They can update, they upload their IDs, all the great stuff that you don't have to do. And if you put their name and phone number in, and let's say the social is wrong, they can edit that on the dashboard as well. So I love to give that quick tip. The letter tab is where you can see the letters that are going out. I love to talk about the guide. So remember that if you tell the system to mail the letters out for you, they go out same day. If you are done by 12 p.m. PST. If it's not done until after 12 p.m., it goes out the next business days. The only letters that are tracked are certified mail. If you look at this attack guide, it does not require you to do anything certified mail, which means you'll just have an estimated time of delivery based on the information of when the letter is sent, if you tell the system to mail the letter out for you. But if you want tracking capability, you would have to go ahead and do certified mail, which of course is an upcharge for you to do that. And I will show you how you can do that in a moment. The inbox is a pro feature. And then we have the reports option. So move this a little bit. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so the report feature is a great way for us to go ahead and basically showcase what our company has been able to do. So one of the things that I love is you can leverage this information to gain more clients. Look at how much dollars I've been able to delete. Look at how much total deletions I have. Let's also talk about the score increases that I have. You can take this information, and sidebar, for y'all that may not follow me on social media, I post my bad stuff too, y'all. When the score drops, when the score influxes, I have a full dialogue as to why that's happening. And the reason that I have that conversation is because, again, behavior is still going to impact your score just as much as my letters will or won't, right? Your behavior. But I take this information and I make it into a post, and I can download it and post it on my social media. So you can have your email on there, you can have your phone number on there, whatever information you'd like, and you can just post it on your social media so that they can see that you're out here doing business, big business, right? The subscription tab is where you can go and do your payment forms, your onboarding forms, any payment plans you'd like to do for you to maneuver through the system. And then, of course, the training takes you back to the training module, and the contact tab takes you back to the contacts area. If you click on this box that says balance, that keeps track of how much money is in your account, you can go ahead and get to the settings. I'm going to jump over here to profile, start at the top and work our way down. So when it comes to the profile information, the profile is your information. So if you're changing it from doing it as a person and now you are a business, you can come in, update the email address, and that way it will change in the system as well. You can also put your logo, address, telephone number, website, your privacy policy, your business address, and your service agreement. If anyone needs a service agreement, please leave a little emoji or drop something in the chat so we can go ahead and drop the contract for you. Sidebar, the contract is also located in the community. So you can type contract up here. And if you guys are not on the live, you will also be able to download the contract from the Dispute Panda community, okay? If you want to add team members on, you can do so. What you would do is simply click this little button down here. You would type in the person's first name, last name, and their email, and then they will have their own dedicated login information. So you do not have to give them your own username and password for anything. The affiliate tab is for the credit monitoring options. You can have all of them on, or if y'all are like me, because I like low overhead, I will cut off what I don't need and hit save changes, and it will only showcase the ones that I want them to have. And I would put my credit monitoring link that I get from sign up right here. And once you hit save changes, it will go ahead and save on your dashboard as well. If you need to update the addresses for the credit bureaus, we have, Ms. Charmaine, we have put in a request to see if we can get the ability to also update the secondary bureaus, because it does take a little bit for it to transfer over. I'm waiting on the feedback for that. So sometimes the secondary bureaus, just like the credit bureaus, turn on and off their daggone fax numbers or switch addresses. That does happen. Sometimes they have the forwarding on, and after a certain amount of time, that forwarding goes off. So if you're ever navigating the waters and the address shifts, you can come in here and change the address. It will change the address on the letter, and that way it'll update in the system. And you can change it. And then if you need to, because the letters are coming back, you can change it again. So far, these addresses have been accurate. These have been consistent, so no need to change right now, but I did want to give you that information. Dispute Panda, when you go to the billing, you can put in your payment method. So if you are allowing the system to mail out documents for you, or if you have clients that are utilizing other credit monitoring platforms such as Smart Credit or Identity IQ, you do have to pay the $17 per round. So just keep that in mind. And the system will only allow you to print the static letters to the secondary bureaus. in the event that you have at least $1 in your bucket. So please keep that in mind, okay? And if you guys are looking for the credit dyno, I'm telling you, this is an easy sign up. You can literally click sign up. If you are doing it through, so I want to be clear, if the person is signing up under your credit monitoring link, they're charged $29 right then. Okay. However, if they are signing up through, if they're signing up through just the Credit Dyno app by itself, they get a 7-day trial and then they're billed $29.90. Okay. Just wanted to give you guys that quick tip. Hold on. Let's get back up here. Okay, so when you are looking to add or load money onto the account, you can load money directly here and check out, or you can do the subscribe and save. What I like to explain is that the subscribe and save is basically if you're doing like 1 or 2 people, possibly. Excuse me, it gives you 50% more than what you originally asked for. So if you sign up, you can spend $20. They bill $20 every single month, but you get 30, or you bill $60 every month and you get 90. You cannot mix, well, you can mix the two in a sense of you can have subscribe and save and you can add money, but you're not going to get double or 50% of what you order. If you purchase $1,000, $100, $200, that is all that you're going to get from that particular nugget that will then sit in your balance queue. Make sense? Let me know if that was confusing. But the subscribe and save is really good. And the $20 is the most popular because a lot of people get it for themselves or for themselves and their wives. Okay. The invoice tab is where you can see all your invoices, your Panda Pro, your statement, your activities where you can see any attack credits. You get those attack credits, again, different ways. If someone signs up under your referral link for Dispute Panda, if your client has Credit Dyno and you are doing the dispute and they keep it every 35 days, they get a free round of disputes. You can also see your mail activity and your attack activity. The integration is linked through Zapier. And what it allows you guys to do is, let's say you have another platform like Constant Contact or what's another one? MailChimp or Bench, I think it's called Benchmark, that does your email curation. You can link it together. So once the client comes in, you can have Zapier tells a system, hey, once this client comes in, I need you to go into the system and also load them into this Constant Contact, and then they get these curated emails, right? You're able to do that. I think I might be giving away the email, some email sequence for the boot camp this weekend. I think that's a good thing to give away. And then if you guys want to do some referrals, you can click on the referral agreement. And this is where you can also sign up here or on the dashboard. There's 2 places. Once you hit I accept, there's nothing else that you have to do. Once it goes live, it will go ahead and give you that information. You'll get an email saying, hey, you now have a dedicated link and you're good to go. So we have literally covered the whole entire platform. Any questions before I load in my dummy client, guys? Any questions? Let me see if anything came in the chat. Okay, Charles said he sent out. I think I said that. Rock the room. All right, no questions, guys? Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click on the client tab and I'm gonna start loading myself in as a client. Now, the most important things for you guys to load is for you to know the first and last name. Middle name is not required, but if your client uses it, please put it in there. First, second, third, junior, not required, but if they use it, go ahead and put it in there, especially if it's on their documents. Everything needs to go in its dedicated space. Okay, so when it comes to email, of course, you're going to put the email in it, rocksteady5783. And then I'm going to put my phone number in. And last word, social. Now, when you get to the address, guys, if they have a unit, a suite, a building, you can put that information in here, but everything else needs to go into its dedicated spot. Please remember that this information is going to be showing on the letter. So you want it to be accurate, take your time, so that way you're making sure that you're putting in the correct information. Again, if you have the pro version, you click this little button, hit save, it will send them the information for them to upload their IDs and all the good stuff. If you do not have the pro, you come to this location and you would upload the information that's on file. Oh, before I go any further, I want to talk about identification. So a lot of times we get asked like, oh, does all the information needs to match? Yes, the driver's license, and if you're having whatever supporting document with that, needs to make sure that the addresses are the same across the board. If the driver's license says 1515 Mockingbird Lane, but the bill says 1414 Mockingbird Lane, then you cannot use a driver's license unless the driver's license is the valid address. You're going to use whatever is the valid address. You want everything to be consistent and to match. So if they just moved from Tennessee to Texas, their driver's license has not been updated, that is fine. What you're going to do is you're going to go back into the system and you are going to say, well, do you have your social security card that has your name on it? Do you have a paycheck stub that has the matching address on it? That's how you're going to be able to leverage both. Okay. But you're wanting to make sure that everything is consistent across the board. When it comes to utility bills, best practice is that you want to make sure that you have an updated utility bill every 60 to 90 days. 90 days max is what I would do. Best practice is 60 days, you get a new bill. With that being said, I don't need this whole bill. They don't need to know the client's business. They need to know the date. They don't need to know if they owe anything. Do they have a track record? Just name, address, date. Everything else does not need to be there. Okay. You're just giving them what they need to validate your client's profile and nothing more. All right. A lot of clients will send you the information on like big pieces of paper. Don't worry about it. This system says, we know that happened. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you the ability to crop it and save it. The reason is the goal is low overhead again. So you're going to want to get everything on 1 to 2 pages to go through. Okay. Once you have all of this loaded into the system, then you can move on to the credit monitoring and loading. But this is what your identification should look like. Again, this is optional. So if you have the proof of ID and the address on this document matches the address on here, you're golden. You don't have to do anything additional. Okay. If you are using Identity IQ or MyScore IQ, you have to upload it. If you're using Smart Credit, you have to copy the HTML and plug it in here. Okay. Now, another thing that I love about the software is, if y'all don't know, when you're doing credit monitoring with any of the other softwares, you have to log into that software, update the profile, and then come back in here and update the file. With Credit Dino, however, you don't have to do that. So with Credit Dino, you literally have a one-click import button that's right here. And I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment. 1 second. I'm going to grab my test account over here. Okay. All right, one-click import. What? Hold on, let me see if I can find someone else. 1 second. Let me log out of this one. Give me 1 second. If you guys have any questions, you can definitely come off of mute and ask them while I try to find someone over here.
I do. It's a repeat question. Where
No
do you
problem.
go again? Where do you go again to update the address for the credit union?
For the who? Credit bureau?
The credit bureaus, I'm sorry, yeah.
It's fine. If you click on the box that says balance and you go to disputing, the option is there. Are you on the platform right now?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm a visual person, so I was like, I need.
Yeah. Go back and click on the balance. And if you give me a second, I can go back in a second. But you would click on the balance bar over here. And then on the side, there'll be it says profile organization disputing. Do you see it?
Yeah, I got it. I see it.
Awesome sauce. Great question. Anything else?
Oh, where do I go from there? You're saying?
Well, that's where you would change it. So I guess my question is, do you have to change the address? Because you don't have to change the address for the credit bureaus.
No, for the ARS.
You cannot change that systemically. They have to change it. So the back office is working on it. That's why I was asking when did you print the letter out? Because depending on when you physically printed the letter out would depend on if the change has already taken place.
Got you.
Does that make sense? So you don't control the secondary bureaus. You only control the actual credit bureau.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Great question. Great question. So the back office, from my understanding, when I spoke to the lead over there at the back office, JM, he informed me that they did change it and it should be pushed out. I'm not printing letters until tomorrow. I'm printing letters tomorrow. So if it hasn't been changed, I will let him know so that he can be aware of it. But the letter that you got returned, all you got to do is just resend it to the proper address right now. And the address is in the chat for you. Okay, great question. Great question. All right, so now we have this one free attack credit here. And you'll see that there's a new tab that's open that says disputing. When you click on that tab, the reason why the disputing is there is because you cannot move forward without telling the system what to attack. So you can't just go straight to attack because it doesn't know what you want it to attack, right? And some people might want all of the public information attacked. Some people may not, okay? So with that being said, you want to be really, really careful about how you're pivoting in the process. Now, when you're looking at this profile, you'll see that the system systemically already picked the public records, which is impacting the client's credit report, and the selected accounts that are being impacted for the credit scores. It will never, ever, never pick the information for the inquiries. That is something that you have to physically do. So you can either do Control F if you're working with a Windows account, or Command F, and it'll give you this search bar at the top. What you would do is simply go ahead and search all of the inquiries that are here. If the inquiries match an account at the bottom, you will go ahead and not check it if the account is an open credit card. If it is not an open credit card, it's closed, it's charged off, it's transferred, by all means, you can check it off. But if it's an open credit card at the bottom, you are never, ever, ever supposed to, best practices, do not check the box here because you run the risk of forcing the account to be closed on the back end, okay? If you see anything like this, where you have two names and there's a hyphen between, y'all search both sides of the names until you get familiar with the abbreviation, such as you'll see sometimes it'll say THD, that's the Home Depot. You'll see CRB, Cross River Bank. Once you start using the file a lot, you'll know exactly what means what. Do not get discouraged through the process. Just take your time to go through it to make sure that there's no supporting accounts that the inquiries are attached to that are open and active. Once you finish that, you can definitely hit save and go on to the next file. But there's something that I want to go ahead and show you. Let me see if this person has a credit card. Cool, there was a credit card. So they had a TD Target Bank, which is now closed. It's a charge-off collection. If you click this little eye icon, it will open up the history information for the client. So it says that the balance that's owed, it says it's a charge-off collection. That's the current standings for the account. The account is closed and the amount owed is $1,974. Okay. Now, you can then also look at the payment history to see what is the payment history for this particular account. So this person is being reported on the Equifax, 58% on-time payment history. Well, as we know, 35% is what is calculated for the FICO score. It's 35%. Well, if we're talking 35%, that equates to roughly 192.5 points. Okay. So just paying your bills on time is giving you 192.5 points. Anytime you miss those payments, you're losing points in that area. And guess what you're doing? Tanking your score. Okay. Number two, when you're looking at utilization is worth 30 points. I'm sorry, 30%, which roughly is 165 points. So if your person's credit limit is $1,700, let's say this account was open, their balance is $1,974. Okay, honey, we're hustling in reverse. Okay, so that means you're not getting your 192 because you have late payments. You're not getting your 165 because you're over your limit. Ideally, if a person wants to be in the 700 club, they need to be utilizing no more than 15% of their overall credit. If they're wanting to be in the 800 club, they need to be using no more than 7%. So if these behaviors are not calculated, we have to have a discussion to get them out of being in that space. So the tip that you would give them in this particular case, if the account was open, was, hey, my love, we need you to pay the minimum payment times 2 plus $4. That will bring you under your credit limit. And when that interest hits again, you won't go back over. Okay. If the person is closed, then we're going to be having a different conversation about settlements. Okay. That's going to be the plan and the goal. So when you're going through, you're talking behaviors and we're doing the letters. It's a tag team affair. Okay, I want you guys to kind of know that. Now, let's say you are a little bit more seasoned, you have curated letters, and you're like, hey, I know that this letter works all the time for late payments or for charge off. You could simply hit add a comment message and you can type in, you know, whatever that letter may be. If you want to save it, you can save the template and that way you can utilize it in the future. What will end up happening is all of the dispute attack that you select will generate for every single letter, but this one letter here. It will only print out what you put in that custom message. If you do not want that, you just click remove and that way the standard dispute goes out by itself. Okay. So the system gives you a couple of options for you to be able to play and manipulate the software if you have your own curated letters that you want to do. So now that you've done all of that, you're going to hit the save filter and now you're at the attack flow. So remember, we started out at the beginning of this where we had a complete attack guide that told us what we needed to select. So for round 1, it's saying that we're doing Punch of Fury, Supreme Boosted. If you have the pro, you're going to select the creditor letters. If you have the free, you're not. It's not going to give you that option. You also are going to dispute with the secondary bureaus, and you don't have to send this certified mail. This is a single-sided letter, and this goes out as your first round. So you're now going to come here. You're going to hit Start Round. You're going to hit Punch of Fury, Handwritten, Supreme Boosted. If I had the pro, I would hit Generate Creditor Letter. You would hit Start Round, type Confirm, and the system will generate both the letters for you if you have pro or just this one if you have the standard. Now, in order for you to print the static letters, which are the letters that go to the secondary bureau, you'd have to click Start Round again, hit Static Letters. I always select Handwritten because the first round is going out. Handwritten, and I slide all the way down to the bottom and hit Start, 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 Start. All the way up, because once you select the secondary bureau, it'll block it out to where you're only selecting all the secondary bureaus that are in the system. you would hit start round, and as long as you have at least $1 in the system, it will auto generate the letters for you. If you don't have $1, it'll give you that message and say you ain't got it, girl. You ain't got it. Okay. And once you are done, if you want the system to mail the letters out, you just click mail. You don't have to change it first class because it's going out first class mail. You'll switch double-sided to single-sided. It does not have to be in color. And if you do not have the monies in the account, you can hit exit, load the money, and then come back in and send it to print. If you are doing like me and you are printing it out yourself, you can hit download all and then print out the letters and mail them out yourself. I've had people ask me which one's better. Transparency, of course, having geotag is better. You can, if all your clients are in your state or in your city, it's a hands down easy way for you to get things through. However, I'm going to tell you that my AP, my accountability partner, she uses the system all the time. She does not want to stuff anything at all. She has no issues. I personally only use the mailing when I am out of town. So if I'm traveling, supposed to be on vacation and not working, and I sneak my computer, I will have the system mail the letters out for me so that I know that they're going to be done right then and there, or the next business day, depending on what's going on. Once you do that, you can actually click on the history tab. It'll show you the letters, the credit report, and the credit scores. If you have the pro, you have an update option. So just like how you see the report tab where you got the amount that was deleted and all of that, you actually can get that on the client level as well. So you can utilize that to share and post on your social media. If you want to see the invoices, you can here as well. And if you have any notes, so if you saw this particular client had bankruptcy accounts. So for me, I would do an extra step because the client has a bankruptcy account, right? To get certain things together. So you can put that extra step or anything that you sent out. So like Miss Charmaine was saying that one of her letters came back because the address to the secondary bureau has changed. So I might put in the note, sent original letter on the 17th, came back on the 20th of March. We'll give it a little bit more time before I dispute that particular vendor, right? So that way you can keep track of whatever changes and shifts may have happened on that particular profile. So we have loaded a client, we've started account, loaded a client, completed a round of attack. What questions or comments do you guys have so far?
I have a clarification question. When you're looking at which I guess cards not to dispute. Yeah. So you know how like, okay, so like Menards is also Capital One. But I've also applied to more Capital One products. Does that mean I cannot dispute anything that has Capital One on it, or just that one that would also correlate to say, oh, I recently applied to a Capital One Menards card?
So personally, I would not dispute. So let me back before I answer that question. So you applied to a secondary affiliate that also works with Capital One. Did you get that card or did you not get that card?
I didn't get it. It was definitely a Capital One card. It wasn't like how Menards is. I have a Capital One Menards card, but I don't have an actual credit card with Capital One.
Okay, but you filled out an application with Capital One and you were denied.
Correct.
Okay. I personally would not touch it unless I verified the date. So for instance, if you're using Menards, so you have the Menards card, and the Menards card was originally opened in 2023 or 2021, and then you apply for Capital One, let's say 2024, and you were denied. If that happens, yes, I would go ahead and dispute the Capital One, because that has nothing to do with the Menards that was open and active back in 2021. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I've had this card for years. I just wasn't sure, but just because it had Capital One on it, if you could, touch it or not. Like, do I need to? I didn't know if it was a clarification of this acronym is definitely linked to this whatever, or it's because that's the business and I just shouldn't dispute that business again?
No, if it's clear that it hasn't happened. So for instance, let's say Capital One did run you for Menards and you just got an increase, then I wouldn't touch the Capital One just to be safe. But if you haven't had a recent, or you haven't asked for a recent increase or anything like that, then I wouldn't have a problem with you disputing that particular Capital One specifically, because it's separate and apart from the account you already had open and active.
That's a good
Just-
call, because they did give me a random increase. It was low,
Yeah.
but it was finally happened.
Yeah, so I would just hold, if you just got an increase, I would just hold on just a little bit just to be safe. But normally when they do the increase, they do a soft pull, not necessarily a hard pull. Some people will tell you if they do a hard pull though. So you would know, like, hey, we pulled your score, this is your score. You know what I mean? They'll send you that type of stuff. But just for best practices, I normally do not dispute unless there is a clear distinction of a date. If the card is old and that inquiry is brand new and there's no attached account to that specific person. So let's say you did Amex, or using this particular person, they did a Target TD account or credit card, and then they applied for a TD, a credit card separately. If they didn't get either one, I could dispute both. If they got one and not the other, I would only dispute the one that is not attached to the actual card, period. That's the only way I would do it. So you should be safe if you want to dispute that standard Capital One standalone card.
Okay.
Okay. Where do we get assistance if/when the credit agency goes through with a lawsuit to collect debt from the client? I'm asking for personal experience from years ago when I was all alone. So it depends. You might want to develop different relationships with people within the community. There is one gentleman I know, his name is, I think, Sadiq. Let me see if I can find his information. He basically can help in that particular experience, but you would, what I normally suggest is in your particular state, see what attorneys help when it comes to that particular niche market, and you might be able to go ahead and they refer clients to you and you refer clients to them, to go ahead and help with that credit bureau suing. One of the things that I think that people miss out on is verifying if that collection agency has an open and active license, that is if it's required in the state that person is in. Sometimes people forget that step, and that could really make or break the difference of what's happening through the process. But definitely I would say, depending on the state that you're in, Chaz, see if there's an attorney that you can partner with that would be able to support you through the process. But I think his name is Tariq. That's his name. His name is Tariq. I don't call him Sadiq. Let me see if I can find Tariq up in here so I can give you Tariq's information. Here we go. I'll drop it in the chat. Any other questions, guys? My pleasure, Chad. Any other questions, guys? All right, Eric, what questions do you have? You can come off of mute, whatever you like.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay, what question do you have, my love?
So I was one of my clients had some inquiries, and since we were just talking about the inquiries being attached to an open account, if they were wanting to do the business funding method and all that stuff, I know we had touched bases on it before. If they are attached to a loan or a denial on an auto loan or anything like that, would those be considered open accounts, or those would be could we dispute those inquiries even though if it's not a loan rather than a credit card?
So best practices that I provided was that you are going to only not dispute, or you're not going to attack an inquiry if it is attached to an open and active credit card or credit line. If we're talking about an auto loan or mortgage, I don't care about that. I care about the credit card shutting down, because let's be clear, if you get, let's say the inquiry gets removed for an auto loan and the auto loan itself gets taken off of the profile, they're not coming to get the car, pimping. They're not taking the car. So we're specifically talking about credit cards, because if you do that with the credit card, you run the risk of Capital One, Amex turning around and shutting down that complete line for that client. And that's what you don't want to do. Okay, great question. So I want us to separate the two. We're specifically talking about credit cards. Best practices, any open and active credit cards or credit lines, you do not touch. Make sense? I don't know if I lost Mr. S.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. That was good.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Any other questions, Mr. S?
I have a
Okay, I'm not quite sure who said they had a question, but I'm here. Go ahead and ask.
yes. So if when I apply, do I like sign up? Is it best for me to sign up as like a business or under my name?
Apply for what, my love?
Like to start Dispute Panda, because I logged on late. I got
Completely up to you. If you have a business, you can sign up using your business email. If you want to do it personal, you can do that as well. And you can always click on this button right here, and you can always change it if you decided to do it as a business. So if you have a business entity already and you have a logo, you have all of the things, you can sign up with your business email address and password. If you don't, you can sign up as a personal as a person and then change it as you grow.
okay, and then I could dispute my credit, and then I can start disputing others.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then is it best for us to get credit Dino too? Like would it?
I recommend Credit Dino because it was made to be formatted with Dispute Panda. Data points, they track the information to see which letters are getting back the best results, so that way we can always update the guide if we see new trends are working a little bit better, because we have people that pick their own flows from time to time. So we do like to make sure that we're tracking to see what the growth is, and it's easier done when you have the Credit Dino platform working in unison with the actual Dispute Panda platform. Great question.
Okay, and is credit Dino and Identity IQ like the same thing?
So the major difference between Credit Dino and Identity IQ is that Credit Dino gives you the full 7-year report. All of the other credit monitoring softwares only give you the 2 years. So if there's accounts on there that are now showing positive, but it's still coded as derogatory or in collections or something of that nature, it could be because it's outside of that 24-month window, but it could still be causing some friction for your client. So it doesn't have all the same nuances, but yes, it is the Vantage score calculation, but the Credit Dino gives you the full 7-year report, where all the other credit monitoring only gives you 2 years.
Okay, so it'd be best to like have credit Dino. You don't even need Identity IQ.
And you also get a free round of attack every 35 days with the Credit Dino. If you're using any of the other credit monitoring, you're paying $17. So think about the fact that you're making $8 from the person doing the Credit Dino, and you're saving $17 as well. So you're not paying for the monthly rounds of disputes for your clients at all.
Okay. And is there any way like we could get the recording, or we just got to come back on Monday?
You can see us on YouTube in the chat. David has already dropped the YouTube chat there. And you can also, if you're in the community, you can watch the replays right here on Dispute Panda Live. So our replays are available on YouTube and in our community as well.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Don't forget to sign up for your affiliate link, okay? Don't leave it out there. Mr. Eric, how can I help, my love? I see your mic is open.
Yeah.
Mic check, 1, 2,
Yeah,
1,
no
2.
worries. I appreciate you for everything. So this is a question I've been trying to get resolved for a couple of months now. So um, essentially I can go through everything, onboarding, um, click, whatever dispute flow I choose.
Mhm.
But the moment I click start a new round and hit confirm, I am
Mhm.
stuck on a screen where it says this process will take up to 2 minutes. And this has been going on for months. And I have reached out to support. They initially told me to maybe re-add clients. I just went through and added someone who signed up today.
Mhm.
And here we are. I mean, I did it at 8:55 Central Time. It's 9:10 now, and it's still on the screen that says this can take up to 2 minutes. And I've been having this with clients for months now. So just wondering, is there something that I need to change or I'm doing wrong that is causing this issue?
Okay, so let me ask a question. When you hit this refresh data, it's still not doing anything?
Correct.
Okay, and when you
And,
go to
and my credits don't be
don't
removed.
move.
What it'll say is retry round, and I can retry round a million times. Nothing is happening.
And so when you go to the document tab, the required fields are already lit.
Correct. Yeah, the only thing I don't have is something in the optional for
Optional.
other, but everything
Okay.
else is
And
there without a doubt.
and this shows here the credit report time stamped is there.
Correct. Yeah, it says upgraded 0 days ago because it's a brand new report.
I'm not quite sure why you would have that issue. I just did it here and I'm not having an issue. I did do some on Monday. What I would do is I did drop the link for Loom. Hold on 1 second. Do you have a Loom profile where you
I'm not too sure
record a
what it is. I
video?
apologize.
Oh, no problem.
I actually screen recorded while we were on this. Like I use QuickTime on the
Okay.
Mac, so I screen recorded the whole thing. Correct.
Okay, I would say send the screen. So have you sent them the screen recording as well?
Correct. So I initially had this problem with clients that were already in my system. They told me to remove them and re-add them, and then they said I shouldn't have any issues moving forward. I did, and
But today
I've
you're still
tried
not
like
having that. Yeah, I would
correct. I've
send
tried
them
Safari.
another.
I've tried Chrome. I've tried, I'm trying to figure out if it's a browser thing.
So
But I
I
still haven't
normally
really.
say use Chrome, but
Okay.
Safari never, just for transparency, Safari never works for me. Another thing that
Okay.
I would suggest you to do is try an incognito window. I know it sounds strange, but sometimes it
hmm
gets stuck in the glitch. And when you do,
hmm
like, as y'all can see, I do a lot of things under the incognito window. Try the incognito window with that same
Okay.
client. Like, go back in, log into the software under the incognito window, and then try to pull that round and see if it works. If it doesn't, ask them to do it so that they
Okay.
can see what, because I have to, I'm a mom most of the time.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
you don't tell them, child, but ask them.
Yeah.
Say, like, listen, this is what I'm experiencing. Can you go in and give it a shot and see if you see something different?
Okay. And I see that you're a Mac user, but you're mainly doing everything in Chrome. Is that correct?
I do everything in Chrome. I hate
Okay.
Safari. My husband loves, I
Okay.
hate. And Safari ain't do nothing to me. Okay, not the book
Okay.
or
Got you.
the thing. But I think I'm a creature of habit, and I've been doing Chrome for so long. Like, cause even at work, they just switched over to Edge, and I'm like, Edge, who, child? Don't nobody need that. So yeah, I would say try the incognito window first. If it's still glitching, then send them a message and say, hey, I'm trying to pull for these clients. It's not working on my end. And I've tried incognito, I've tried this way, I've tried that way. Can you guys pull it? Because they can pull it for you. And that way, all you have to do is come in and either mail it out, or you can come in and download it.
Okay. I appreciate everything. Thank
And
you.
that will make them see the glitch, in my opinion.
For sure. Because I sound crazy, right? So
You're not crazy, because I remember when I first, so back in the day, okay, this how I've been here a little bit. After 35 days, this stuff would go away, but I didn't know that it was gone away. So you'd come in and it'd be like a little like square right here. But since something was there, I didn't think anything of it, right? I was like, okay, cool, we're fine. And they were like, no, you need to go and put back the IDs. And I was like, I had to do that again. And they finally fixed whatever the coding glitch was to make that happen. So I would say if you go into the incognito window and you're still getting that experience after you've selected what you needed to select, you save the filter, and then you go to start round. And just to clarify,
Mhm.
you have been hitting save filter, correct?
Correct. Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. Okay. So as long as you've been
Yeah,
hitting
because I was able to
save
process clients for a very long time, and then one day
and
it
then
just
decided to hit go.
correct. Yeah,
Got it.
but I'll do whatever you said. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Do the incognito and then tell me.
Man,
Pull up on me so y'all can see what struggles I be going through. Great question. Great question. Did you have a question for me, James?
I'm trying to go back to the Zoom. Oh,
And welcome to the room, Shaw. I so appreciate you coming in here. What questions you got for me, Mr. James?
yes, every time. I'm just trying to see if it's a way that only Experian always send back that I need to. It sounds like a third party to all my clients. I mean, is it any because they do it every time, and Equifax and TransUnion never do it. So, is it any way that I can avoid Experian doing that every time?
You can send out a stall letter every time you send out Experian.
So just go ahead and send the stall letter out when I send it out
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. You can do that.
at the beginning, or wait till they send the.
Nope, you can do it at the beginning. If you know that they're sending it out, or if that's been a pattern that you physically caught, that is something that you can proactively do for your client. So that way there are no issues at all, because per law, it doesn't matter if there's a third party sending the letter off for you or for your clients. There's nothing in the actual statute that says that you cannot have a person support you with credit repair. So you can I proactively have a different letter. I have an announcement letter that I send out before I even do rounds. And then I have a proactive response letter that goes out it goes out on the 15th day and then every 30 days thereafter. So proactively for me, before I even send out a round of disputes, whether the client is, now the way that I do it, I have a power of attorney. So I have a different verbiage that goes out. But even before I did that, when I was just doing it regularly, I would proactively send out my variation of the stall letter that said, hey, I'm sending this information out. I know I'm disputing. Here is the law that says you cannot stop me from doing it. And then I would send it out with the actual round of disputes that would go out. So you can proactively do that if you want to right now, if you're having that issue.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. And good question. Any other questions, guys? Don't forget, we are having the boot camp, the 2-day boot camp, Saturday and Sunday. So you guys get my letters, my email sequence. I think I just decided to throw that in. Then I'm going to get my email sequence. So if anyone is looking to deep sea dive a little bit further into this credit repair journey, I do have a few seats that are open for the boot camp that you guys can register for this Friday and Saturday. But any other questions or concerns that you guys would like to review together?
No, ma'am.
All right, thanks, Mr. James. All right, anyone else with any questions? Let me see. Oh, Eric, it's my pleasure. Let me know if the what any question I'm about to ask you. Let me know if the incognito window works, Eric. We're gonna be on here just for a little bit longer. I want to make sure I have room to answer any questions. Mr. S, you have any questions? Chase, I think it's Chase. Hey, Sha, how are you?
Hey, I just have a quick question. So you're saying that before you even send the dispute, you send out the stall letter?
I don't send out a stall letter. I send out what I call an announcement letter. It has similar verbiage to the stall letter, but it's basically announcing that I'm going to be disputing this credit repair file. So that was what I used to do when I did not have a power of attorney in place now in my business. Now that I have a power of attorney in place, I send that. It's the same verbiage, but I include it with a power of attorney that says this person has hired my company to dispute. So yeah. I'm making
Okay,
an
so would you recommend, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you recommend having a power attorney with any credit repair business, or that's just something that you use specifically?
I think that it depends on how you want to do business. If you want the letters to come back to you, if you want the documents to come to you, then you can elect to do business in that way, to where you add a layer of a power of attorney within your contract for it to be completed. However, if you do not, you can still use a formation of the stall letter that basically captures the verbiage that says, hey, per this guideline, this statute, it doesn't matter if I'm doing it or a third party is doing it. By law, you have to dispute my profile. So you can proactively send out that information. So I had a different client, a different person that used Dispute Panda, basically take the stall letter and refigured it to do exactly what I'm saying. And that's what they sent out with every single round of their disputes. So that way they could not send back a stall in the process.
Okay, absolutely. Tracking. Got it.
Got it. Okay. Oh, Chad said he had a question. Okay, this may sound crazy, but I have no social media presence except for LinkedIn because, in my opinion, this is all gossip. Oh Lord, I can't. But is it a must for credit? It depends. If you're leveraging LinkedIn, which is definitely a really good platform to leverage. If you are leveraging LinkedIn, and one tip I will definitely give is any photos that you're using on LinkedIn, make sure that it's tagged for your particular business. So for instance, if you are a credit coach, if you are an ad manager, make sure that you code that in your pictures, because trust me, it will help you with SEO. But as far as what you have, a lot of people that are on Facebook are also on LinkedIn. So the gentleman's name that I posted for Facebook, you can definitely search him. He is also on LinkedIn, and you can connect with him there if you have questions. If you do not want to use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok or whatever, that's cool. Leverage the platform that you're on to do business with that particular area. Once you become the market expert, I would say, or the person that's well known for doing this, and you're putting out really good content, I don't believe that it really matters what platform you're on to leverage that connection, in my opinion. My pleasure. Sorry I missed that question, my love. Please forgive me. Any other questions, guys? Let me go ahead and move this over here. Any other questions? Doo-doo-doo-doo. I thought I was gonna sneeze. It said no. I guess it said no. Okay. All right, guys. If there are no questions, yeah, the issue persists. Yes, send them a message, Eric. Let them know and ask them to please pull the file, because all of the information is in the profile. So you shouldn't have a problem. And just to confirm, Eric, does the person have, the person does have Credit Dyno, or do they have another credit monitoring service?
Yeah,
Oh, that
it's
was gonna be
through
my question.
Smart Credit. I've had the issue, so I even had the issue with Credit Dyno at some point, and I had some free credits that disappeared. Those disappeared. I did talk to them about getting those back, but yeah, I just tried it again in Chrome, in Incognito.
And it's still not working? Yeah. Ask them to pull it for you.
Correct. So I'll just
Yep.
okay, we'll do. But my
That
thing is, I
way
guess
they
I mean,
can
you don't have to
work
be able
out
to
the glitch.
answer, but yeah, I was gonna say, because I don't want them pulling it for all my. Then they're doing the work. You know what I mean?
Just give them the actual. So first of all, they ain't doing the work now. They ain't doing the work. They're gonna see what the glitch is. Okay, they ain't doing the work, Annabelle. It's all about how you phrase it now.
Okay.
They gonna see that you're not cray, because that's what we concerned about. We know we're not crazy. It's not working. So now they can go in, they can see that it's really not working. And that way they can see what the coding error can be. So just go in and be like, hey, can you please pull this, because you can put the client's name under the contact. Put the client's name in and say, hey, I've tried in these particular methods. I've sent you guys a screenshot. I still am getting nowhere. Can you please pull it and then send me a message?
Okay, I appreciate you.
My pleasure, my love.
And sorry, just to piggyback off what he's saying, like my credits are disappearing as well. However, I'm having a hard time inputting any other credit monitoring service other than Credit Dino into Dispute Panda. So I have clients who use Smart Credit and it's not allowing me to upload their credit report inside of there. But anytime I use the Credit Dino, it's working. However, Smart Credit or any other credit monitoring agency is not uploading the report.
So my question is, did you pull it from the HTML coding site, the simple.html?
You know, that may be
Okay.
the issue.
So with Smart Credit, you have to, so if you go back to the training video, hold on guys, let me share back my screen. In the training video for credit monitoring, there is a video right here for Smart Credit imports. Smart Credit has a new HTML coding that you have to log into in order for you to get the actual report with the HTML coding. When it comes to Identity IQ and MyScore IQ, once you download the file, you should be able to just go into the system and upload it. It should not create a problem. I have 2 clients that are still with Identity IQ, and with them, all I do, remove this. All I do is upload the file here. So I'm not having a problem with Identity IQ as far as once I save the file, it saves as HTML. But with Smart Credit, there is a code like simple.html ? Something like that. But if you watch the video, it gives it to you in the video. And you can write it down. I did have it written down. I'm sorry.
Okay, got it. It's okay. I'll rewatch it. Thank you so much. That kind of shed some light and pointed me into the right direction. Because I was having the hardest time, like even putting in the credit monitoring login credentials. It was just like giving me the hardest time, but I will watch the videos again. Thank you.
I'm trying to see if I could get it. Hold on, let's see. Oh wait, no, you don't went too far. Now you don't went too far. Hold on. You have to paste it in. Shop account. Hold on, let me see.
Here, upload the report. So then you're going to address on your license or state ID. So then you're going to import here, upload the report. So state ID matches your bill.
Hold on, let me see if it pulls up. Hold on.
Do pretty well. So then you're going to.
I put it in the chat.
You're putting it in the chat. Thank you, babes. Because I'm like, I know that we had it here. I don't know where it's at now.
We have it uploaded. Everything works just fine.
Hey, I have it. I just can't copy it. I'm just gonna screenshot it. I see the chat.
The black dog. So then, and then
you know, I know I'm not crazy because okay, here we go.
Like this. So
here we go, Daniel.
If you're looking at this URL bar, you will see it says 3B here.
I want to give you the time slot so it makes it easy for you.
After the slash, you're going to put in a code.
Boom. It is at 1 minute and 58 seconds. That's where you can see the code. So you guys,
we got that down for the T. I'm going straight to 1 minute 58 seconds.
That's what I'm here for, Chad. I'll be shortcut it. Let's go. So that's what you would need to do. And then once you put that in there, you will then get the actual full code, and you can do command all or whatever, and it'll be good to go. And that way you can then drop it into the actual file, and it will pick the whole file up like it needs to.
All righty, thank you so much.
My pleasure. 1 minute and 58 seconds. Y'all better remember, because y'all know I got an old brain. Okay, I got a good vintage memory over here. Good vintage memory. Let's see. Oh, David dropped it. Thank you, David. Let me see if I can put this somewhere in a notepad or something, so I can remember where to find it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it to you, David. That's what I'm gonna do. So I have it. All right. Any other questions, concerns, or comments before I let you guys go? Simple. Question mark. Format equals HTML. So we'll have that for the future. I love it. I love it, darling. All right. If you guys need anything, let me know. Oh, wait. iPhone says that they have a question. What question do you have, iPhone?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Javante. I didn't know if
You are fine.
okay. So the question I had today is with Dispute Panda is because I'm new to it. I dibbled and dabbed in it, but I just never went through the process. I just have two clients that I just picked up today because I sell
Mhm,
insurance, life insurance, and I couldn't get
mhm,
them no life insurance because they're going through financial binds. And I asked them
mhm.
about how their credit was, and they kind of need a little work when it comes to late payments and getting some negative items removed off their account. Is
Mhm.
Dispute Panda would be a route to go with them to get them up and running through Dispute Panda?
Yeah, Dispute Panda will definitely help. What I will tell you is to go back and make sure that you download the guide that is located on the training module. So at the top, if you have not done so, at the top, if you click free download, you will get the attack flow that is going to be
Appropriate.
used across the board. So whether your client has repoed, late payments, collections, charge off, this flow will work for any of them.
All right, good deal. And one last question for you.
Mhm.
So it's really nothing manual that I'll be doing if I just go through the attack process with them to see which one necessarily work. Dispute Panel do all the like center the rounds and things out for me if I wanted to do it that way.
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. Can you
I'm
rephrase
sorry.
it?
So no, I was saying if I was to just send off the attacks, because I went through Dispute Panda one time. If I was just to send off the attacks after I upload everything, would Dispute Panda kind of handle like the process of sending the letters to the bureaus,
You would
or
have to tell Dispute Panda to send the letters to the bureaus.
and it's additional charge? So whether the client want to
That's
pay for the
correct.
additional charge, it's all it depends on. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Right. So you can include it in your pricing or it can be an upcharge, completely up
It
to
can
you.
be upcharge on the back end. Okay, no
Mhm.
problem. Thank you.
My pleasure. Oh, it's my pleasure, guys. Any other questions? All righty.
I,
So on, oh,
nope.
so
I'm
you have
sorry.
another question? No,
And
you're fine.
if like I said, I'm so busy owning the insurance. So if I wanted to refer some clients to some guys, is anybody open to take clients perhaps?
Absolutely. You can always refer somebody to me, child. DIY program, we got it. I got a DIY, and you can definitely reach out in the community and see who else is taking clients as well, because I'm quite sure other people will do too. So
Okay, that's perfect.
yeah,
I got the email. I'm gonna make sure I get in the community and everything so I can actually
see
get
who's taking
signed up and
clients.
everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I want to say thank you so much for coming on. You guys have been amazing. And I hope you guys have an amazing remainder of your week, okay?
Thank you.